I don't know about you, but I felt it was really, really risky to be risk-averse in this questionnaire. That's how it felt like. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yossi Meshulam. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Ripples. And today, I'm going to talk to you about how to make your brand stand out through best practices of innovation. I'm going to explore different areas of innovation, all around marketing innovation, obviously. We're going to look at some case studies and hopefully leave you all with some takeaways that you can take to your brands from here. But before I start, I want to take you through a short journey of my career and what got me so excited about technology, about innovation, and about marketing. So I started my career in a startup as a young engineer, a startup called Mercury that was developing tools for developers, tools for IT management, very successful company. But unfortunately, very quickly, they figure out that I'm an engineer that can actually talk, and that killed my engineering career. And I moved to sales and marketing, something that led me through Singapore and Silicon Valley, and a really, really interesting career. But what I really want to tell you about Mercury is that Mercury was a very exciting company, but was mostly interesting to IT developers and some mid-level management. We had an amazing portfolio of products. Each one of them had a great value, but all of them together just, they didn't, nobody understood the big picture. So we went through what is called category design process, a whole strategic process of the company, and we completely reshaped the whole strategy of the company around what is the problem we are solving, who is the target audience, what's the solution, what's the long-term vision, and instead of talking about our products, we started to talk about the category. Now, the amazing thing is that suddenly we became interesting. We became interesting not just to the IT managers, but also to the CIOs, the C-level, all had some problems around spending millions of dollars without understanding where they're going to. And the competition, IBM, HP, EMC at the time, all pay attention and started to talk the same. Ended up that in 2008, HP acquired the company for $4.5 billion. Now, may not seem like much today, but at the time it was the second largest acquisition that was done by HP. So there, what I actually learned is that it's not just about being with great technology, it's not just about being first in the market, you really need to know your story very, very well. With that acquisition, I found myself in HP. For the first year, I had to do my commitment to the acquisition, and was with HP Software, and then I got a call, and someone asked me if I want to join the Halo business unit. The Halo business unit of HP actually invented the category that is known as Telepresence. Telepresence is those huge immersive rooms that all look the same, and then when you sit in a meeting, you actually feel like people in the other side of the world are sitting in the same room with you. Exciting technology. Today it seems obvious, but think about at the time, early 2000. And I thought, wow, I was the VP for marketing and sales for the unit. I thought, amazing. However, when I joined and I was supposed to revamp and help the business grow, it was very, very tough because HP was lagging behind. Cisco took the market with their very, very strong position in the marketing space. And then what I learned from there is that it's actually not enough to be the category, to be the first to market, and to be the category inventor. You also need to follow through with great products and continue to innovate. Then I moved back to Israel, and I met two industrial designers, brilliant industrial designer that came with the concept of putting digital content on top of beverages. Got really, really excited about it. How often in your career do you get to invent new media? And we started to develop that new media for marketing purposes. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it later, but the thing is, with that technology, I managed to combine all of my passions. My passion for innovation, my passions for marketing, and my passion for technology. And I've been very, very lucky since then to work with brands all over the world on their challenges in getting their brands to stand out. And that's what I'm going to share with you, some of the case studies that we learned and the inspirations we have. So it could be that your brand is doing really, really a great job. you nailed everything. You have the correct audience, accurate insights, sharp strategy, the creative is great, smart media plan. You even spend a lot of money on media, though it might be that nobody is going to notice your messages. And there are a couple of reasons for that. The first and foremost is that millions of brands invest vast amount of money in order to buy media. The audience you're pitching to, they are exposed to up to 10,000 marketing messages a day. Just think about the clutter that they're going through. What happens is the level of attention, it decreases. Just think about, do you even notice today pop-ups, messages, what used to be big? Nobody's noticing those things anymore. We somehow managed to block everything around us. And the threshold for excitement rises. Consumers want to be excited. If you want to get some emotional reaction from them, you need to excite them. So in 2022, your brand's main challenge is going to be to stand out first and foremost. And in order to do that, and I would argue it's the only way to do that, is to grab the audience attention and doing it through innovation. There's no other way you can really grab the audience attention and get their mindset if you're not doing it with innovation. And that quote, which is from 50 years ago, is still relevant today. If your advertising goes unnoticed, everything else is academic, and that's what we're here to talk about. How can you use innovation in order to make your brand stand out? So we're going to do that through going into different areas of innovation. We're going to talk about how can you grab consumers' attention through product, pricing, personalization, and media. Starting with product. So some of the insights we're going to look at with the case studies here. Innovation can be in the name of the product. And again, I'm not going to talk here about product innovation. Okay, how can you build product? It's not the issue. That, of course, it's a whole issue by itself. But what we're talking about here is you have the product. How can you innovate around the product in order to grab the consumer's attention? So one way of doing it is through the name of the product. We're going to see a great example of that. Another one is through reducing information, making it more interesting, making the consumer want to explore more about your product. But what is really key to remember is whatever you do, you really have to give value to the consumer through that process. So the first case study I want to talk about is the Freshest Fresh Orange Juice brand. The fresh orange juice market sells hundreds of millions of gallons of orange juice every year. The competition is fierce. Everybody is claiming that their product is the best, and Intermarché wanted to show the freshness of their product. Now, what's the best way of showing the freshness of your product if you brand it by the hour and the exact minute that the juice was squeezed? Okay, so every minute they rebranded the product. So juice of 8:36 was produced at exactly 8:36. 8:37 was at exactly 8:37. Amazing way to highlight through the naming, to highlight the main attribute of the product. The result, by the way, of that campaign is that in 3 days, sales of that product grew by 4,600%, 25% increase in walkthrough to the shops, and within the first 3 hours, there were 50 million media impressions of that campaign. So huge, huge, huge success. The second case study I'm going to talk about is Anything and Whatever. This is a very clever product innovation that was done in Singapore. Basically, two drinks. One is called Anything, the other one is called Whatever, inspired by the question, what would you like to drink? Anything or whatever. So one is carbonated, the other one is non-carbonated. The thing is, you have no idea what you're going to get inside. So each can had potentially 6 different flavors. The only way for you to know what it is, you had to open it and drink it. Okay? Amazing, amazing marketing. Great success. They sold in the first month 3.5 million cans in a Singapore market, which is 4.5 million people. They expected only 2 million cans to be sold. So far exceeded their expectations. The thing is, after 2 years, the product died. People want back their original product. The product may not be good enough. By the way, there is a lot of data online about what actually happened there and why they disappeared, even saying that someone paid them to stop doing it. I really don't know. You're welcome to go and check that up. But what can we learn from these two examples? So first and foremost, the product is more important than the innovation. If you're only doing it for the marketing, it's not going to be sustainable. The product has to remain excellent, and if the innovation is related to the core of the product, you can run it forever. The next area of innovation we're going to talk about is pricing. And here we're going to talk about two different cases again. Very interesting one. If you really want to get, and this is true, by the way, not only for pricing, it's for everything you do. If you really want to get the consumer's attention, touch an area that is hot, something that people are talking about, and hijack the subject. Hijack the subject to yourself. Okay? We're going to see a great example of that. Dynamic price innovation that responds to what is happening now in the real world, not in your product, is really good because people are going to talk about it. And pricing innovation doesn't have to be forever. You can do it for a short period of time. So the first case study that I'm going to talk about is the VAR discount. VAR is the video assistant referee in soccer. It was a very big debate whether video assistant referee is going to spoil soccer or not. The debate was all over the news. We're going to see it now. Basically, the moment the referee wants VAR, he makes that sign. Okay, he makes that sign with his hands, and they're calling it. And that case study is about a retail chain that hijacked the subject. They hijacked the subject without paying $1 in sponsorships. Now, the way they did it is very clever. I'm going to run the video and talk about it afterwards.
It is VAR, Video Assistant Referee.
Is VAR actually ruining football?
VAR isn't working.
I really dislike VR.
That picture says more than any words can do at this time.
So, very clever way of hijacking the discussion, the daily discussion. Basically, you had to track social media in order to see what TV is going to be on what discount based on the minute of the game. May seem to be complex, but actually it's not very complex. You prepare a set of discounts that you are ready to give in advance to what TVs, and then based on the minute you pop up the right TV. The results, 320,000 euros in sales within that game. Over 10,000 new visitors to their website, 250 people that actually sat online on their shop and waited to get the discounts, all of it without spending a penny on sponsorship. The next case study is Swebus train switch. Here, trains in Sweden are known to be either late or canceled when winter conditions are very rough. Swebus, which is the most accurate, punctual bus companies in Sweden, wanted to, again, hijack the event and steal customers from the train companies. So what they did is, whenever a train was late, they issued a discount coupon by the number of minutes that the train was late. So if a train was late by 23 minutes, there was a coupon for 23% discount. If the train got canceled, you got a coupon to ride the bus for free. Now, there was only one coupon for one train, okay? So you really had to sit, if you wanted to, you had to sit on the app and get the coupons. During the month that they were running it, 9,600 trains were delayed, 750 got canceled. So you think, wow, they spent a lot of money on that. Actually, their revenue increased by 6.1%. Okay, then think about it. The buses go anywhere anyway, 6.1% increase in revenue thanks to that campaign compared to the previous year. So what we can learn from that is that things don't have to be complex. Even if you do a pricing scheme, discounting scheme, doesn't have to be complex. You can do things very simple. Innovation that is related to brand values will create longer value for the customer. The next one is personalization. And Here, we're going to talk about personal experiences. One is experiences that allow consumers to find the right product for them. Another one is a full customization experience of the product itself. So the first one is, what's your whiskey? And this is an experience that was created by Diageo. Whiskey is a very complex product, a lot of different flavors, a lot of ranges, and you really need to be a whiskey expert to understand all the lingo around it. What Diageo did is they created this experience that with very simple 11 questions, asking you day-to-day questions, not something of an expert, like, do you like fresh rosemary? And the way you answer it, and it's a very engaging process, they will figure out and recommend to you what is your whiskey profile, what would you enjoy drinking. So great personalization. And this is how the profile looks like, and at the end you get recommendation and of course where you can buy your whiskey. So something that can take you a very, very long time, a lot of bottles of whiskey to figure out by yourself. The AI engine does it for you really nicely. The next one is Nike Zoom Freak 3, which is this is the next level of customization that allow you to completely personalize your product. So with that, you can go in and basically, there are millions of combinations out there of shoes that you can create. That website allows you to completely personalize and make the product yours. Now, the big advantage of making the product yours is, once it's yours, you're engaging with the brand, you're going to share it, you're going to talk about it. And that's a huge advantage of personalization. So it allows the engagement with the brand. It allows, it's very, very interesting because it's new, it's personal, and you can, consumers that express themselves will also publish what they did. The last area I'm going to talk about is media. And media is, if you think about media, that's the most shareable area because media is visual. So if you want to get organic social media, you want to have brand ambassador, organic brand ambassadors, media is a great way for innovation. You can either create a media or change a media to your advantage. If you surprise and delight your consumers, they will enjoy sharing your brand and what you did for them. So the first example, right from here, Sky UK, their story is about really, really fast internet, so fast that it's tearing out signage. Really, really nice partnership with the Minions. Definitely you can, oops, I need to really fast forward, huh? Okay. So you can see the smart usage of media that they are doing, definitely something that is grabbing consumers' attention. And the next one is Ripples. Full disclosure, I'm the CEO of the company. This is a campaign we did with Guinness. It's actually running now for 4 years. We started at the Guinness Storehouse, very, very successful, called the Stouty, which is putting your selfie on a stout. And we're going to see this short video. So this experience runs in Dublin at the Guinness Storehouse and in hundreds of bars around the world. You don't need to travel. We actually have it right here at the booth next door. There's a bar over there. You can go and enjoy it. The thing that we discovered with Ripples is people like to share the brand they love. So we're working with a lot of brands on that, and they love to share what they get. If you give them something nice, they'll share it. If you give them their selfie, they'll definitely share it. And that makes them feel unique. I got something special in that coffee shop or restaurant or bar or hotel or event or an activation. We'll skip that one. So with Ripples, we kind of touch a lot of the areas of innovation we talked about. It's a new media, it's product innovation, it's personalization. And this combination turns consumers into viral advocates. Okay, when we put all of that together, consumers turn into viral advocate, increasing sales, increasing organic social media, and that's what we do. Now, if you going over what's really important when it comes to new media. New media is great to grab consumers' attention because it's something new. They want to engage with it. It's a great way to grab the consumer attention if it's connected to your product, connected to your brand. And when we work with customers, we make sure that it will be connected, even if they're not a beverage company. It's even better because then you have the same, you're sharing the same values. And an external personal experience always encourage sharing, and that's really, really key. So with that, I wish you success in using innovation to make your brand stand out. And am I going to be executed now? Is it good? I'm still good? Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, Yossi.